Alright, hello. Exas back with another quick little update on the state of the minigame project. Since last time, we have a bit more things that happened. Finalized the code, added a bit of music, still having issue with sound effects. Might plan to have a record a system to save the high scores and fix fix a bunch of stuff. All right, let's jump into the current build. That currently has a few of the assets provided beforehand. Functioning buttons, that goes to the games. Game 2 is more lively than the first game. Currently goes more to check stuff, but difficulty and global diff point were just used because of the issue with difficulty. Seems like I had forgotten to isolate condition on an if statement, and it caused the thing to not increase. So when I thought that things went further and further, they just didn't. Little things. So right now, nice. The bombs are supposed to do a sound, but again, doesn't work for now. I'll need to check if there's if I need to change the code or if it's just the sound bites which seems to work. Like, might be this. So right now, game just spawns randomly the 3 out of the 4 different consumables, or collectibles, should say. The hot dogs that worth 1 point, the donuts were 3, and the bombs that were -1 lives. But there's also currently a gem, will be replaced by something else, that gives +1 HP that spawns every... Oh wait, it activated a bit earlier than expected. So yeah, this gives +1, so this spawns at the right time, but seems like the music changes before the gems actually spawns. Yeah, and whether or not you get these, the things for points, the difficulty will still increase. So there's no reason to not try to acquire them except to avoid the bombs. Might be a little bit... the sound was generated with a website called news.net, so... Newsnet or something. Might put it in the description, but... To put simply, it's neural network music. Doesn't go really far, and if you do... It's a sudden shift in music. I really would like to have transition-y sounds to... Oh, why am I using the arrow key? I'm way better with the... I have controls for both A, S, and W, and the arrow keys, and it's starting to go way too fast for me. Oh, I need to fix that music, because that cut is horrible. Okay, so game over. I did worse than last time. The first time I actually had this, so difficulty at 37, 341. So there's a bad loop. I need to fix the sound music tree. Was weird. But yeah. Alright, so code. So things triggers have changed. Well, there's a little bit more stuff here, like these to make sure that we actually get the HP drops. Little triggers. Well, there's a trigger for the reset so that we can actually. Oh, yeah, I didn't have the reset options before. But yeah, just show it quickly. So basically, this is just a trigger. Whenever we end the game, we're in the end state where it shows, hey, do you wish to press this key to return to main menu here? Or if you wish to actually just come back to, well, restart the game. Here I'll just make sure to properly just die. Don't have the sounds, so it's a bit thing. And we can also go negative. This can be fixed, so pressing R resets everything. Score to 0, lives to 0, difficulty to 1, diff point to 0. Same apply to both games. You can return to the menu right now. Right here, press M to return to the main menu screen. Game 1 works, but didn't really change much since. And here it's more about pressing space to actually get the points. So yeah, not the same dynamic for sure. And I'll still have to edit this one and wait for some assets for both games, more than likely. Not an issue. But yeah. And those triggers, once you reach certain points into the, I'll go difficulty game over, which state this, I should set it to 11 and 21, since it seems like, yeah, since I start on 1 for the difficulty. But yeah, these, so quick review. Difficulty, that decide how fast and how often things spawns in game 2. Game 1, theory 2. Chances, well, the game over, that's your lives. The timer, that sets when things should spawn and when to change states. I'm surprised that I don't have multiple timers and only one is enough for this game. More complicated game will require more than one. Global diff point, this is the trigger that once it reaches a point, increase difficulty. Every little consumable, well, at least those give points, whether or not you get them or not, will increase its value. Token get life. When you get enough difficulty, well, every time you get difficulty, also increase token life. And when this reach 10, triggers get life to become true. And as long as you don't have spawned the gem, this will remain true. Global reset, explained it, hurry. Once you reach a certain difficulty, we trigger the music, and this just avoid stacking music, because if I just delete that single line checks for if this is true or false, an ear rape will ensue. This is why you need to always be careful whenever you have a sound that needs to be repeated often. Oh yeah, draw GUI, that's just these so that we can know, hey, we want to be able to see stuff. So, and yeah, this is just an an image and not actual text. Even though, well, just like these, this is actually actual text. And check for in parentheses, it's just a sentence. No parentheses, it checks for an actual value. In the case that a value cannot be found, can cause a crash. So again, be careful with what you ask the system to show or use as a because little thing can go badly. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. Need to make sure to don't press my keys. Had a bad thing. So spawn color points. This has changed a little, mainly with the get life. If get life is true, you may choose a color lane, get the location for where it should spawn. create the instance, get 5 become false, avoiding having a ton of them. Difficulty game over already. Well, I showed the line for music and all. And the code for reset and return to menu, which is new. We shall check if the game state is 2 and the thing is false at the end, then, well, it will check if the timer is equal to 0 because there's a small timer before you spawn, well, before it draws the message to say, hey, you can press these to actually just return to the main menu. Once I get sounds going properly, I'll be able to actually just have a bit more of a smoother translation. Well, going from transition, that's a word, transition for the music and also just game ending, well, when the game ends, making the whole thing more lively. This will be all.